Welcome, everybody, to Big Apple White Rose, the baseball podcast from two very different cities, New York, and York, Pennsylvania. I'm Brian Wagner, and it's always great, especially today, to be with my host, Nick Diminich. Nick, how's everything going?
I can't contain myself. It's about 9:45 p.m. Eastern time, and I just can't wait for Santa to come down the chimney.
Yeah, twas the night before opening day. But this show, Big Apple White Rose, is also sort of have a subtitle. It's also the Lindor extension watch.
Live watch, we're monitoring this thing that seems to be dead or at least on life support at this point.
It's you know what? I was thinking it's gotta be like a done deal if you got Uncle Stevie joking around on Twitter.
That's
You
what
can't
I
be joking about it. And
that's
it's
what
not
I
a done
thought
deal.
too. What do you think they do? And like that was my real thought was that Steve Cohen is tweeting jokes, saying funny stuff, he's a heck of a player. I hope he signs, blah blah. But it's not like his offer wasn't legit either. And I thought that for sure it was done. And I am kind of surprised that we're sitting here right now as it stands on March 31st, almost 10 o'clock with no deal. I'm actually genuinely surprised.
380, a lot of people, talk about the number 385, and the initial offer was 325. But when you really think about it, they're just a 2 year difference because the AAV is the same pretty much, but it's a 2 year difference that they're kind of separated by. And look, till this deal will take him to what? He's 38, 39, 39.
Well, he's 27 now, so for 10 years, 30, like 38, because it was tacked on. So what I read actually just before was Lindor's camp proposed the 12 for 85 first, and Steve Cohen took him to dinner in Florida and personally extended the 10 for 325. But the key about the 10 for 325 is no deferred money, not a single dollar of deferred money. So the net present value would have been the highest net present value contract given in MLB history.
Wow.
Because Mookie Betts has 115 million of it deferred until 2044. So the Dodgers are going to be paying him for another 20 years as opposed to 12. But this was 10, and it was tacked on to Lindor's current 1 year deal. So it was really like 11 for 348. So I am surprised.
It's a lot of money to walk away.
I was just going to say I can't advise walking away from that.
Guaranteed, 100% guaranteed,
and no deferrals. He doesn't have to wait his whole life to get it. He's gonna have it all he would have had it all by 30. I mean, that's why I can't. I don't know. I still am holding hope that this is gonna get done.
It does seem. I guess the point I was trying to make, 12 years, 385. It's a 2 year difference. It doesn't seem that much,
Yeah,
like, I'm sure he doesn't want to deal with that final sort of years of his career where he's trying to find like a team and maybe jumping around 1 year deals with 5 million a year.
But it's 385 million. It's
also, who knows what's going to be and what's going to happen in 10 years.
Who knows what's going to happen next year when the CBA expires and they have to do a union deal. There might be a work stoppage. There might be a cap. There could be a cap. There could be a work. What if he stops work for a year? Then he's out of no money for a year and no contract and a year older.
It's nuts. It's just a lot to walk away from, and you would be surprised. I mean, I would be surprised, and I think we've seen a lot of players over the years walk away from those type of contracts. I think. Who's a good example? I remember Encarnacion had like a big deal that he walked away from.
The one that I've been seeing floating around because it was kind of huge like this was Juan Gonzalez back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And this is in 2000, so 20 years ago already. He passed up 140 million and wound up just having either an off year or getting hurt or something. And he wound up only making another 40 million for the rest of his career. So if you look at it like that, it's 100 million on the table. So yeah, I don't know. Like if this was old Mets, if it was the old ownership, I would be like, wow, we're effed. Like there's no deal getting done. This guy's going to be pissed off all season. He was probably going to kill it and then sign with the Yankees. Like that would be my mentality if it was old Mets. But I do have faith that something gets done before first pitch.
we'll see, man. I think they're taking it down. I think it was positive enough. And for again, going back to Twitter, we're still getting to know how he is as an owner and how he is public facing.
Yep.
But for him to make those type of jokes, oh, I hope he signs. Like,
yeah, exactly. And like someone was like, you got to give him a quarter zip, like one of your, because he always wears those quarter zips.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, good idea. I didn't think of that. Like, he's pretty funny. He can.
I don't know if he has a team or whatever, but it is pretty funny.
Yeah, his account seems like himself, but maybe he's got people. Who knows? All those billionaires have people.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure they don't say the wrong thing. And he's just good. Yeah. Goes through 20 people before he hits send. No doubt. Yeah, but it's here though. A couple, it's been a quiet spring until this last week.
Yeah, for as injuries go, Eloy Jimenez, that was the big one that I saw, right? Because he's out for in 5-6 months. They said and it's a weird one. He ruptured his pectoral. It's a tendon in his back, a tendon in his chest. So I saw he got a second opinion, but they said the same thing, 5 to 6 months.
He was one of my guys. Like we'll talk about breakout stars, but I thought he was going to be a breakout star this year.
Super sleeper. I mean, he's a beast. So that sucks. That sucks for the White Sox, and that sucks for him. But from what I see, they're calling up a top prospect to basically fill the spot.
I did see that.
They're not worrying about
that kid. So I saw about that. That kid has 54 minor league games.
Yeah, nothing.
Ever.
His name is Andrew Vaughn. Nothing. Really, no experience, but he's highly touted. But the White Sox are in win now mode.
They are in win now. They're they have a few years with some of their younger talent, and they have a lot of guys on their that sort of team friendly deal. But that stuff, and you and I as Mets fans with that Uber rotation that they were supposed to have, like those windows close very fast.
Yep.
So
I agree.
I'm with you on that. And Super George Springer, I didn't even know this until looked at the show notes here, that he's starting on the IL, huh?
Yeah, that was a late afternoon thing today. I mean, I saw that he pulled his oblique like a week or 2 weeks ago, so it has been a little bit. But they were at first saying no, he should be good to go, get enough at bats, blah blah blah. But starting him on the 10-day IL, so if that. See, this is what I mean. There's a different vibe in the air with the Mets. See, they pass on the guy and he starts on the year on the IL. See, in the old days, they would have given him $200 million and he would be starting the year on the IL.
So what's the timetable for him? Have you read anything?
I mean, it can't be that long if they were saying at first like, oh, he'll be all right. But I did not see a definitive. Usually an oblique, especially in these cold first month, is a month.
Right.
So if he misses a month of the season, that's a drag for them.
I don't know how cold it is in Dunedin, though.
Oh, is that where they're staying?
Yeah, they're going to be playing in Dunedin in their spring training facility, because obviously the border's still closed.
The border, right? Oh, my God. Yeah, that's interesting. But, I mean, they still have to travel up New York, up to
that's true.
Boston and New York. And
might as well with an oblique strain, not having to fly a plane.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, I see that. I maybe it's more of a precautionary thing, but
it probably is.
In my job I work a lot with Canadians, and they're almost like Mets fans, to be honest with you, when it comes to their like, oh, here we go again. They face it a lot with the Blue Jays, of course. They face it a lot with the Maple Leafs. It's like those teams that they're such a big fan of, but they just can't get over the hump. That's why the Raptors, when they won, was such a huge deal up there. But yeah, some couple. I'll talk.
Yeah, I mean the Blue Jays, they go back to back. I mean, I know that's 25, 27
that's a long
years ago. I know that's a long time.
That's a long time ago, man. Yeah, we're old.
Yeah, we are. I mean, still a back to back, like. Damn.
Right. I mean, if I was, alive during that time and a fan, I'd still be holding on to it.
For sure.
Holding on to 86 and I wasn't even alive for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, but still, I think it sucks knowing, I have a soft spot for the Jays being with all the work I've done in Canada, but I also know those Jays fans are very similar to Mets fans, where it's like,
the generally pessimistic view.
Yeah, expect the worst, lower the
Pray for the
bar.
best. Yeah, definitely lower the bar all the way down.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I'm
Oh
wearing, you know
man.
what? Good vibes here. I'm wearing.
Oh, I was gonna wait to break it out, but I was like, bang.
Oh, I knew it. I knew you were gonna have something.
Had
I saw your
to.
outfit. I was like, oh, he has something.
Had
So
to.
had to. I'm
We're
wearing
getting
my
to the
2015 Pennant will rise, NL champion Mets.
playoffs, baby.
Because I don't wear the World Series stuff. I was like, oh, should I buy it? But no, no.
Yeah, it's a
I don't want a
bummer.
World Series shirt on if they lost, which they did. So I got one 2015 when the Mets faced the Royals and fortunately lost. But that was a hell of a run. Hell of a run.
Oh yeah, relatively unexpected.
Yeah. So what do you think about this year? Shall we
Dive head first
dive
into
head
it.
first? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got some predictions. So we'll go through, we'll do like who do we think what the order of the division will finish in, right? I think. And we'll give our playoff format, layout prediction. And then we got some over-unders here for just general win totals that we'll go through.
This.
So AL East, what are you thinking?
I think without a doubt, the Yankees are the class of that. With that roster, if I was a Yankee, I was actually talking to a Yankee fan colleague of mine today, and with that roster, it's World Series or bust. They are
Absolutely.
they are good, and they always get hit with the injury bug, but they're definitely going to be. I would say they're going to run away with that division.
Yeah, the division is weak, definitely weak. I mean, but we've learned never count out the Rays. I mean, they just they are the defending AL champs, so never count out the Rays. The Jays made the moves, but I don't really see that. I don't know. I'm never been a huge Jays supporter, just in general. I guess I'm like their fans because I'm a Mets fan, but I don't know. I would say, yeah, I think the Yankees definitely are the consensus winner of that division. I mean, they would have to have things go horribly wrong, and for the bad teams in that division to outperform their expectations.
Right. Now I see the Rays as much as I really do like the moves the Blue Jays made. They just have bad juju. I'm lowering my expectations too. I think the Rays still finish second.
Yeah.
They
yeah, we're on the same page.
They'll finish a distant second. Like the Yankees will have close to 100 wins. The Rays might hover just above 500, maybe around there. In my opinion, third I do have Toronto. Third. How about you? That's the same for you?
Yeah. This division's kind of clear cut just because the bad teams are bad, I think.
Bad teams are pretty bad. I mean, in talking about bad teams, we got the Red Sox and we got the Orioles, which is a tricky flip. I mean, the Orioles surprised a lot of people last year, but it was 60 game, wackadoodle season. Right. So, I mean, who knows? But I would say that the Red Sox and Orioles finish in that order. Orioles still in the cellar.
Yeah.
Which hopefully you get to go to a lot of games.
I actually have tickets to a game on Saturday, April 10th.
Wow. I'm actually, you know what's funny?
Not wasting any time.
I'm going to be in Tampa that weekend. So I'm trying to go to the Rays. Rays are facing the Yankees. So I'm trying to go to
Tropicana. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm praying Matt Harvey starts for the Orioles the game. I don't think he will, just based on the rotation, but I hope he does.
Well, with less fans in the stadium, he'll definitely hear you heckling.
Yeah. No, I would cheer him. I love Matt Harvey. And the O's. I like the O's now. So I see it finishing the same way. Unless I could see the unexpected thing that happens there is the Blue Jays are actually way worse than, they all just completely tank and, bad things go wrong the whole season where they finish in like fourth and the Red Sox finish in third. But I think the Red Sox have their own issues that their moves confuse me. Like they signed Kike Hernandez, but they let JBJ walk, and a year after or 2 years after trading Mookie, like what's going on there?
It's kind of convoluted. I mean, I feel like they're not done. They're just kind of slowly making.
LeBron James is an owner now.
Like that's got to sprinkle some good juju, no?
I don't
So
know.
who's the Red Sox? Like who's their starting rotation? So obviously you got Chris Sale coming back.
Sale, who's still around.
Garrett Richards.
Oh,
in that
Nathan
rotation.
Eovaldi is starting opening day for them.
Yikes.
Yeah. The guy that had, what's the guy's name that had COVID last year and he almost
Eduardo
died?
Rodriguez.
Yeah, Eduardo. Yeah. So and he has like a dead arm now because he hasn't thrown in a year. So yeah, now their rotation's rough and their offense. Who is it now? TK.
Verdugo.
They traded Benintendi.
They got Adam Ottavino. That was a pretty good move. Marwin Gonzalez is a good move too, but these are like final
TK
piece
and Marwin are great when they're like the first guy off the bench, the last guy in the lineup. You can't like survive on them.
I mean, the star of that team in terms of from a hitting standpoint is Devers and
Bogarts.
and Bogarts. Bogarts is the best hitter they got.
Yeah,
but Bogarts is a stud, and he's a stud. But yeah, you look at their looking at their depth chart here. Yeah, I mean, if Chris Sale is back, I don't even know if he's gonna be ready.
He might not be back yet.
Yeah, that's a rough team, man. Christian Vasquez is a solid defensive catcher, but Bobby Dahlbeck, Marwin Gonzalez, Kike. Oof, like I don't.
Maybe put them in the cellar and give me the Baltimore home squad.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. I think the Red Sox are really in trouble because here's the thing. This reminds me, and again, guys, we're Mets fans, so that's why we always bring it back. But this reminds me of like those Mets 2011, 2010 teams, which just a couple years ago they were good, and so you would think that they're gonna be okay, and then one or two injuries just shut them down. They remind me of that.
Yeah, and as a fan, you block those years out of your head to the point where you don't even remember who was on those teams. Yeah, this is a forgettable Red Sox squad.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Whatever.
I think baseball's but I think baseball's always more fun when the Red Sox are good.
Yeah, I don't know if
you agree with me.
And the Yankees, but the Yankees are pretty much always good.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't mind the Yankees not being good one year.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at the I mean, I would normally agree with you when it comes to like the Red Sox, like maybe they end up in the cellar, but like I look at their roster and I don't know half these guys.
On the Orioles?
Yeah. They have some guys. They have like that Santander guy had a good year last year.
Yeah, Mancini is back he had cancer. He's back now. That's actually a nice story.
That's a great story. That's a great story.
That's really impressive, which, sometimes a team rallies around that just enough to not be the worst team in the league. Like,
they have Maikel Franco just off the scrap.
Right, they signed.
Which I think
he's going to be their cleanup hitter.
I know, yeah. It's poor. I mean, we laugh, but we deserve to laugh.
I mean, and Matt Harvey is legitimately their number 2 starter. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Galvi's is a solid player. This is a scrappy. This is like those Marlins.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If they can just scratch out stuff, beat the Yankees a couple times, like they've had the Yankees number the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You never know.
Gleyber's.
Yeah, I know. Gleyber hits 3 home runs every time he plays in Camden.
Yeah, man. I mean, so I do think that's the. So we're pretty much in consensus here.
Clear cut Yankees. I do think the Rays will make it interesting because I think the Yankees will have their own issues. But I think it is the Yankees going to win the division.
All right, so let's move on to the AL Central. Go ahead, Nick.
So clear. The team that we've mentioned a lot already, just watching is the Chicago White Sox. They have Tony La Russa now as a manager, which at first kind of felt like a weird fit. But if you're just going to go for it and try to win in a 2 to 3 year window, which is what they're basically going for, I think they're the team to beat. They made a good signings. They brought in that closer, Hendricks.
Liam Hendricks is Australian dude.
Herculeum, as his old manager in Oakland used to call him. So he's a good closer for their back end. They still have Dallas Keuchel. They still have reigning MVP Jose Abreu. Yoan Moncada was taking some nice strides, and really losing Eloy Jimenez is a drag because it's their lineups at less full potential, but they still have Luis Robert.
Luis Robert's a beast too.
Another guy, massive.
Monster home runs.
Brought back Adam Eaton.
Yeah,
who has World Series experience with the Nationals. So it's those moves. I think they're the number one. Again, the rest of the division is really weak. The Twins kind of floating around.
I disagree. So let me stop you there. I think the Twins win the division.
Okay.
The Twins are still the class of that division. They're pitching. I don't think Kenta Maeda was a fluke. I think he's always kind of been good. It's just that Dodger team is just so good. Right. Where do you fit him in?
Right.
Barrios is honestly a sneaky number one as well. And no one gives him too much love. I know Jay Happ, not too many people like him, and I know he's up there in age, but that's a solid guy to have at the back.
Innings eater, yeah, that's a good move. That's a good move.
He's gonna be good. Their bullpen is still solid. I mean, Miguel Sano's a beast. Nelson Cruz just never ages.
Yeah, I wonder why.
they've got good.
Yeah, see, I worry about guys like Sano being like the one good year, one bad year, one good year, one bad year, where he disappears when he's bad at this point. Yeah, no, the Twins are still good. I think they're definitely I'm looking at them for second, but as the overall division goes, I think it's the 2-horse race. I don't think the other 3 teams are that good.
No, I agree with you there. But I would say the Twins win the division, and then the White Sox are second. I mean, the White Sox rotation is a beast too, led by Giolito. Lucas Giolito. I was thinking Luis Roberts, combining the 2 names. Andrelton Simmons is on the Twins now. Not to kind of harp on the Twins. That's a good roster.
Oh, they got Andrelton Simmons to play shortstop?
Yes, sir.
The Twins?
Yes, sir.
Interesting. That one flew under my radar. I mean, not that he's like, a megastar, but he's amazing defensively, and that helps the pitching. Amazing. I worry about their bullpen because we took one of their good bullpen players to the Mets.
Trevor May, yeah.
Yeah.
Colin May's great. I mean, that's a former White Sox right there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
those guys can be hit or miss too. You never know. Bad season.
I do think that the Twins are still the all-around. They're the ones that are kind of fending off that young White Sox team. You know what?
Yeah.
And I think in a full 162 game season, they got the experience too.
Yeah, I mean that'll definitely come down to it. I don't think the White Sox are runaways, but it's like the team. It's like it's now or never. I mean, I think there's that pressure. It could go horribly wrong. Obviously, La Russa might be completely way out of touch with the game where it goes horribly wrong, but I don't think he will. Tim Anderson might take that next step. He starts seeing these shortstops get $300 million. He's going to be like, yeah, time to crank it up.
That guy's a stud too. It's a little older, but
I don't know. That's but then the way it rounds out, who do you see? Royals, Tigers, Indians, Royals, Indians, Tigers, Indians, Royals, Tigers.
So I like the moves that the Royals made.
Me too. I think Royals are third place team.
I think I do think that they're still in fourth. That you still have perennial like MVP candidate Jose Ramirez. Here's the thing. Do the Indians start shipping guys out?
Yeah.
If they're not doing well?
Yeah.
That's a question.
It started with Lindor.
Right. So that's a question, right?
I think they finished dead last.
I think the Indian. Wow. You heard it here first.
Dead last. They're done. They're cooked. They had the negative culture stuff come out about Callaway, where they're not going to get off scot-free with that. They're going to have to change the name next year. It's done. It's all the signs of a complete rebuild.
They're definitely in the rebuild. The thing is, they're not terrible. Like I would. They're
Ramirez.
Not. The Tigers are still, awful.
Oh, there's a couple good guys on the Tigers. I feel like young guys, good pitching.
Elaborate.
But well, I mean, they have Casey Mize, who was the first round pick a couple years like years ago. Elaborate. And he's like had a lights out spring, so I feel he's making either opening day start or day 2 start. They have this Rule 5 draft pick who just tore up spring, Akil Badu, playing shortstop. He's only 25. So I look at the Tigers kind of the same way I look at the Orioles, in the sense where there might be a bunch of no names, but they're really scrappy. And like a team with the Indians has had expectations of some kind, at least the last, 5-6 years. And losing Lindor is like, it's ripping the heart out of the team. They're going to be confused. I mean, Jose Ramirez is really good. Yeah. But who else is on the team? No more Kluber. They traded all the pitchers. Bauer, Clevenger, they're all gone. It's Shane Bieber.
Yeah, who's this stuff? But no, I'm with you. So that's kind of where I was getting. Like the Indians, I don't think they're dead yet, because I do think they still have talent. But I do agree with you there, where they're going down, and maybe a team like the Royals and the Tigers are going this way, and so we're in this sort of position.
Yeah, the Royals
on video here.
Yeah, the Royals, I feel like they lost their core from the World Series squad, and like they're finally starting to get those guys pop up, like Mondesi, although Mondesi is hurt now.
Yeah.
But Whit Merrifield is a solid player. Salvador Perez, they locked up. They got Benintendi. They have apparently this superstar guy everyone wants to talk about, Bobby Witt. In the minors, who all these people are just like raving about, and they're saying, oh, why isn't he going to start with the team? Because he has 20 games of A-ball experience or something ridiculous. So he's got to start in the minors for at least a month or two. But I just feel like they know what they're doing, and they have good ownership. Carlos Santana's on the Royals.
Yeah, that's that guy's just always a solid player.
Yeah, it's American League.
High on base guy.
Central. He knows who's going to be hitting off of. So I don't know. Yeah, I see the Royals making a jump.
And Jorge Soler just hitting bombs too.
Yeah, like they traded a closer for Jorge Soler, and the guy's hitting 45 home runs. So yeah, I can see them being in third, and Tigers fourth, Indians last.
Yeah, so that's
Tigers still bad.
Tigers still bad. I think the Tigers are on the way up, but they're trending upward, but they're still bad.
Yeah,
I think my bottom 3 would be Royals, Indians, and Tigers, and the Royals just squeak out over the Indians. Right, that's sort of a changing of the guard. But it'd be nice to see some wins for that powder blue. I got no hate towards them.
Yeah, no,
it's the only team that really should wear powder blue.
Yeah, agreed. All the other not even the Blue Jays. But yeah.
No way.
Too much powder blue now. They ruined it.
Yeah, they
ruined it like they ruined black in the 2000s.
They got the Cardinals wearing powder blue, right?
The Texas Rangers, the Cardinals.
Rangers. Oh, the Rangers are
the Twins. Twins, get out of here.
I know. Honestly, the Twins uniform. I need it, but I know the Twins uniform in general just should kind of stand on its own, I think. But anyway, all right. So let's go to the AL West. And this is the Angels' year division.
Yes, for at least the wishful thinkers. Not always, but the wishful ones.
Yeah.
But what do you see it as? Because I mean, it's been kind of the same the last few years, but I think this is the year we do see change.
I'm curious. I see it. I see it more of the same. Like I see very similar. Like I don't think the Angels are gonna be any good. I love Trout. I wish he could be more at you. You and I are the leaders of the Shohei Ohtani fan club.
Yeah.
So we want to see those guys excel. They also have Anthony Rendon, who could be an MVP candidate.
Right. Like if he plays. Oh, it's Pujols last year.
Potentially, according to his wife.
Might need a contract. Might restart the cycle.
All of a sudden he's 2011 Pujols. But no, I mean he restart the cycle. Come on. Just heard that. I think in that division the Mariners are looking up. The Mariners have some solid young guys, mostly from the Mets. And I do think that they are trending in the right direction. Texas, I think, has some issues. They're, but I do think that it's going to be Houston first. They're still solid. Oakland, I still think somehow they always squeak out, 87, 88 to 90 wins somehow. And then for me, I have Mariners, Angels, and then Texas at the bottom.
Interesting. So
I'm high on Seattle.
I think that this is similar to the Indians in a sense, is the year that we're going to see the Astros. That's it for this squad. I mean, they might, I don't know. I think everyone's for sale. I think Correa, they're clearly not making serious offers to Correa to sign. So I could see them shipping him if things go wrong, or if somehow, Bregman, if things are terrible, they would trade Bregman, I think, for a haul. They already let Springer walk. They have young guys. Kyle Tucker is good. No more Michael Brantley. I see the Astros finishing in fourth place this year in this division. So fourth, my top three from first, second, third, and with the Rangers are fifth. The Rangers are fifth. So we're definitely conclusive on that. I see top three: Oakland, Angels, Mariners.
Wow. Okay. Look, I think Oakland can win the division. So I'm.
Oh, they got a second baseman, by the way. You ever hear of this guy? Jed Lowry. You ever hear him? Oh, wait, he used to play for them, and then he took 2 years off and got paid $20 million to take 2 years off. Because his agent was the GM.
I thought I saw a milk carton with his face on it. Yeah.
That's the most frustrating thing ever. The guy literally played. He had one at bat, 2 at bats. Has met 4 at bats total in 2 years.
What was his injury?
Agent. They never specified his injury. They just said he had a leg problem and he would wear a knee brace. They never said what it was or anything. And he's back on Oakland, starting second baseman. But anyway, I think Oakland, they're that weird pesky team that has a bunch of guys that you've never heard of.
I mean, Chapman and Olsen are studs.
Those guys are the legit stars, but then they always have role players or fill-in guys that just happen to have a good season and they're scrappy. I mean, they lost Simeon. That's lost.
Big. And that's, by the way, going back to the Blue Jays, that's a great move for them. It's like a kind of under the radar shortstop guy, but he's a solid player.
And they lost the closer to the White Sox, Hendricks.
Yeah, which is big. They do have Trevor Rosenthal. But I think the rotation for the A's are not is underrated. Mike Fears, they got Shamanea, this Jesus Luzardo guy. Like that guy's good too. Frankie Montas, like they got
and then they'll always have 1 or 2 guys like, oh, he pitched 180 innings in the 4th or 5th spot, had a 4.2 ERA but kept us in the game every single time, and we won every single of his starts. Like the guy will have like 13 wins. It's like, never heard of him.
They got Elvis Andrus as well.
Oh, that's who they're filling Simeon's spot with, him. And do they have Jurickson Profar?
They do not. That's on Texas.
He's on.
No, sorry, that's
he's on San Diego.
Yeah.
Okay. So they don't have him, but they have Andrus. I mean, and who's the center fielder? Laureano?
Laureano.
He's solid. I like him.
Solid. Piscotty at right. They got Tony Kemp running around in there too.
Steven Piscotty. And then who's the left fielder?
Tony Kemp.
Oh, weird. So I just see the A's being solid. I mean, they've been good the last couple of years, and they always have that weird magic. And I do think the Angels get competitive. I think good starting pitching will be there this year. Good enough, at least.
Ooh.
Good enough. It's got to turn eventually.
Who's pitching?
Bundy.
Come on.
Dude, he's legit. He's good. He Trevor Bauer, he rubbed the ball up with pine tar. Now he's spinning that thing.
That guy was supposed to be a stud for the Orioles.
Never too late.
No, I don't.
Shohei.
Yeah, Shohei, if he can stay healthy, he's a star. But you got guys like Quintana, um, who I like
Innings
him,
eater.
Colombian guy.
Innings eater.
My family there, but I just just can't see it. I think uh
Bullpen. No
I-
Hansel.
no Hansel, man. I don't think they have Hansel anymore.
Got rid of Hansel
Yeah,
Robles.
Hansel Robles, former Met, is one of Nick's favorite players of
All
all time.
timer.
You guess who was playing left field? Justin Upton. You remember he's still in the league.
Yeah, Upton, Trout, and who's the
Dexter
right?
Fowler.
Oh, Dex. That's random. That's really random. Why did they trade for him? And
What is
who's
his
their
name?
shortstop?
Jose Iglesias. Solid fielder. I mean,
Oh God. And who's the second baseman?
uh, David Fletcher, little guy.
And Rendon, and don't they have a good
They're
first
they're
baseman?
top heavy. The good first. You're like anybody?
They
Hello?
have to have
Hello?
someone.
Don't they have somebody?
No, they definitely do. Who is
They
it?
have Jared Walsh.
Oh my God. Man, they might be. Then why is there over under at 83.5?
Because everyone
Because
loves
it's just
Trout.
Trout.
It's Trout. It's the Trout. Like this year they're gonna do it.
Whatever. I'm rolling with it. Trout puts up 50 bombs. He goes full beast mode and just puts the team on his back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's like
Wild card.
I think what did I have them fourth? Like I think they're fourth. I don't think they're if they're not gonna invest, and I don't that team has invested. Obviously, they gave Trout all that money. They gave
$400 million.
They gave Rendon all that money. They gave Pujols all that money. So they have invested, but it's just like they're not building a team. They're building stars that can sell jerseys.
Yes,
that
of
can
course.
sell tickets.
They're playing fantasy baseball.
Right. And so and I don't blame them. Maybe, maybe on the business side, they've actually been doing really well because Angels gear is probably doing pretty well. Otani's a great signing for them from a sponsorship standpoint, all the Japanese brands as well. Like they probably are doing,
I mean, come
they're probably
on.
doing great business moves, but that team on the field just won't be good.
Trout, Otani, Pujols in a walk year, Rendon. That's half your lineup. I like that. Fowler. Now I like the Fowler. Upton, Iglesias. Who's the catcher?
Strassi.
Max Stassi.
Stassi.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. It could be solid. I think second place. I think second place, and they sneak in the wild card.
Whew.
So
yeah.
So with
wow.
that,
Okay. I thought we were gonna get. Now we're gonna get into wild card.
so that finishes division. So I have Yankees, White Sox, Oakland as the division winners, and then obviously Angels, and then Rays.
And Rays. Okay, you still have the Rays going in there. So I have Yankees, Twins, and Astros as the division winners, which is your classic division winners for the last 3 or 4 years. But then I have the White Sox and the Oakland A's making it through.
Okay.
So I'm not really changing much from the top side. It's really those bottom teams to me that are mixing and matching right now. You got the Royals jumping up, you got the Blue Jays jumping up, you got Mariners, and you got the Mariners jumping up. But in my opinion, but from the top, that top is still the class for those 4 teams in my opinion on the American League.
Agree. Yeah. I guess my difference is I think the Astros fall off and the Angels.
You think the Twins fall off as well?
Yeah, not enough for a wild card, right?
That's pretty bold. That's pretty bold.
Bold. I mean,
why not be bold, right?
Because I think it goes into like the Mariners being better, the Royals being better. Like when those bad teams start to turn, then it usually
where do you find the wins now, right?
Yeah, you got to take them. And I don't know, Houston. I don't know. Ever since the cheating,
I'll tell you, their rotation is not what it was. You got Verlander, who's hurt. Obviously Cole's been gone, and you got Greinke still leading it, and that
he's their opening day starter, 18th season. What a legend, Hall of Famer, Zach Greinke.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but you know what? Like, the Mariners pitching doesn't necessarily excite me, but that's
they're gonna have the rookie of the year though.
Who's that?
Kalenic. The Mariners. Kalenic.
Yeah, they already had the rookie of the year with Kyle Lewis.
Yeah, they're gonna go back to back, and it's gonna be Jared Trout Kalenic.
Oh man.
But we're not there yet. So yeah, so that's how I see it.
You want to take it to the playoffs, or do you want to go National League?
We'll do National League. Just remember your teams. You obviously remember your teams. NL East.
All
Get
right.
it out of the way.
Let's get it out. Let's save this one for last.
All right. Yeah, we'll go West to East.
We'll go West because the West is tough.
Yeah, the West has a lot of eyes on it.
Yeah. So I will start. The Dodgers are still the Dodgers, but the Padres are breathing down their neck, man. They're a good team. I mean, they obviously made some high-profile moves, and they got Tatis with the bat flips and the sexiness there. But they've been building this for years. I think that gets a lot of press as well, like clearly, but they've been building this for years, and it's finally sort of reaping the benefits of what they sowed. So it's good to see. It's good to see, Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, that other pitcher of theirs. I forgot the kid's name. Latino guy.
Dinelson Lamet.
Yeah, that guy's good. So they got a solid rotation. I mean, but you look at the Dodgers, their rotation is still like, is David Price not even in the rotation?
Yeah, defending champs and like a perennial powerhouse at this point. Yankees of the West at this point.
They're just,
big time Yankees of the West.
They're just not going to be bad for anytime soon. They got Kershaw still being Kershaw. Like, he's not the MVP of old, but
they're cranking out young guys who are better than the next. Walker Buehler, Dustin May. Like, I mean, these guys are just coming out. Like
Julio Urias. Like,
yep.
You can't even fit people into the rotation because they have such studs. So there, I mean, I don't think it's any surprise. Tony Gonsolin, that guy's a stud too. Like, yeah.
And they find the good utility players, and they find the stars. Like, they have everything. The Dodgers have everything.
Yeah, the Dodgers are the class of that division once again.
Yeah.
The Padres are right behind them, and this is where I guess it gets kind of fun, right? You got the Diamondbacks, Giants. I think the Rockies are the bottom team.
Yeah, clawing it out with the D-backs for the bottom team, though.
Yeah, well, the D-backs are bad too, and the Giants are not that. Did they make the postseason? No, they just
missed. But they're turning. They're another corner turner.
They're not staying mad for long, but they're not good.
They're not good. I don't think they're good.
So that's a lot of wins. You might have 2 100-win teams in that division,
but then the rest are sub 500, like bad.
Yeah.
So if the Padres do what they've never done before, really, and they live up to their potential, and they smack the hell out of the little teams too, as the Dodgers probably will, then we're looking at 200-win teams.
Yeah, it's quite.
I mean, I'm stoked for that. I'm stoked because it's a different rivalry too. It's a team that has never really won anything. Padres against now the perennial powerhouse, and they haven't been rivals really since like ever. Since since maybe the Padres had a good year here and there, like 05, 06, like nothing.
Yeah, but they were winning divisions at that point under like close to 500. That was
of course, and the Dodgers were going through what they went through and everything, but so I definitely see the Dodgers as number 1 and the Padres as 2, but it's going to be 19 playoff games this year, basically.
Yeah, that's going to be. ESPN.
Yeah,
it's good to see some West Coast because you know what? Like, it doesn't interrupt me watching the Mets, and then it gives me something to watch at night, laying in bed. Having that, those games are must watch for sure.
Yeah, so that's
you got your .tv ready?
Yeah, firing it up.
We're not sponsored, but we got it, and we're gonna.
Yeah, you gotta have it. You gotta keep up with everything.
Yeah, I do like the Giants. Like, the Giants are. I do like the Giants just as a team in general. Like, they're gonna be a sub 500, I think. But I do like the Donovan Solano. I think is a great story. The guy's just been around for a long time. Colombian guy again. Brandon Crawford's always a good guy. Buster Posey. So you're gonna have.
They have the young catcher coming up, Joey Bart.
Right.
The Yastrzemski guy, he's not young by any means, but. No.
It's just a nice story too. Like, being
if he gives you 2 or 3 good years,
yeah, why not?
Could
they got the first ever Honduran born player with Mauricio Dubon.
Mauricio Dubon is from Honduras, and he's the first one ever.
Yeah.
Oh wow, learn something new every day.
I know. No, but it's it's just different. They got our guy Wilmer Flores.
Yeah, Wilmer's out there hitting bombs, wearing number 41.
Yeah, so it's just a little respect for our boy Rizak from college.
Yes,
and
shout out to Ben
and that team, because that team
you'll finish in third.
We'll finish in third, a distant third, but they will be third. And then Diamondbacks, Rockies, it's pretty much interchangeable.
Yeah, so we agree, basically identical on the NL West, that it's Dodgers win division, Padres are first wild card because they'll have a lot of wins. And then the rest of the three, Giants, D-backs, Rockies. Yeah, Rockies is going to be a fun fire sale to watch. They're going to be shipping anyone with a pulse out that makes over $1 million.
Seriously though,
yep.
I think that's going to be
Blackman, Story,
nasty.
Desmond. If that guy around, is he playing or not?
I don't even know if he's playing. Again. He opted out. Did he opt out again?
Yeah,
that guy's a good player too. He's just
he was until he quit.
He's got money.
Yeah, exactly. He got the contract. David Dahl, whoever they have. Rockies are trading everyone this year, so just watch that.
Good too. If they have anybody to even trade.
Yeah.
Central. Go ahead.
So
this is a fun division. To
strange division. We've kind of somehow over the last 5 to 6 to 7 years gotten accustomed to the Cubs being up there, which is weird. Generally they're the lovable losers. I do think that they're
People forget that, yeah. But is like the typical seller team that sold out every game.
Yeah. I'm over them though. I don't care if they don't win for another 100 years. It's enough is enough. I do think the Cardinals are the division winner in this one. Arenado, still have Goldschmidt, still the Cardinals. Yeah, that's them. So, and they were pretty good last year. So I see Cardinals 1, and then the 2 through 5 is where it just gets weird to me. Like Brewers, are we doing the Brewers here?
Well, I don't think 5 is too hard.
Oh no, 5 is not hard. 5 is very easy. It's the Pirates.
Yeah.
So yes. So 5. All right. So 5 is easy because it's the Pirates. But 2 through 4, like, are we really doing Brewers? Are we really doing Reds? Maybe the Cubs. Like, I'm actually really. This could go a million different ways.
And I think 1 through 4 could go a million different ways.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to make it sound like the Cardinals are like the runaway either, because they're not the runaway at all. Yeah, 1 through 4 could theoretically finish whatever that math equation is. Permutation.
Look, the Cardinals are great. Obviously, they got Flaherty. Wainwright is still dealing, not at that level, but he's still a guy that I want to face.
Almost a Hall of Famer.
He's probably around there. He probably is. Carlos
Martinez, yeah.
So they got the Korean pitcher. He had a pretty solid year as well. Kwang Young Kim.
Oh,
that guy was good.
And then do they still have Miles Mikolas, or whatever his name is?
They do. They have a lot of guys in the rotation. Ponce de Leon, Gant, like.
Oh, yeah. So, see, they're deep. It's going to be classic Cardinals, just random deep team.
I feel like they always just pump out pitchers. That's like the place where pitchers just go and like throw. Waka. Throw heat. Yeah. Waka. Luke Weaver was solid for like a year there. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, they got
Paul DeYoung's good shortstop.
Obviously, Goldschmidt. Tommy Edman is a nice young player as well.
Harrison Bader.
I don't like Harrison Bader, but yeah, Dylan Carlson. They didn't have to give him up.
What's wrong with Harrison Bader? And what about the other guy? Do they have Tyler O'Neill?
They do have the Canadian guy, Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah. So they're gonna hit bombs. That's why they trade Dexter Fowler for Bader and O'Neill. Those guys are gonna be patrolling the outfield.
I don't think they traded it for Bader.
They did, dude. He's legit.
Dylan Carlson.
Who's Dylan Carlson?
He's like their stud, like up and comer.
Has he played a game yet?
Young kid. Yeah, he's played. He's a good. You would think that he would be in the trade for
Carlson.
For Arenado. Dylan Carlson. Look him up. 22-year-old kid.
22. It's not that young.
That's pretty young.
Has he ever played? How come I've never heard of this guy? With his he has 110 at bats.
The stud.
He's 110 at bats with 22 hits.
He's a stud. That's
like two played in 35 games. So no, Bader's at least played for a couple seasons now.
Yeah, but Dylan Carlson's gonna take that step.
He's gonna yeah. Oh, also Harrison Bader appears to be hurt. Oh well. There goes that.
Yeah, Carlson's starting in center, because Bader is.
Gotcha, because Bader's banged up. All right, well, whatever. They're winning the division, and then two through four. I don't.
What do you think of Milwaukee? Milwaukee made some moves this year. They have everyone in the outfield. They're going to play with 6 outfielders.
I mean, Yelich, Kane, JBJ, I should say, Jackie Bradley Jr. I believe they signed Colton Wong away from the Cardinals. They have Keston Hiura, Travis Shaw is back on them. Right. And who else? They have more. No more Ryan Braun.
No, but I don't know if they needed him.
No, probably not.
Yeah, but they got
first and third. Mitch Moreland.
No, you got Hiura as the first baseman.
Oh,
Moreland's really? On one of these teams we already talked about. He's not on the Brewers.
Yeah, no, someone else. Wait, so who plays shortstop?
Orlando Arcia.
Oh, true. Third base?
Travis Shaw.
He's their starting third baseman. Yeah, no, I don't see this team win the division. I mean, they're going to be nice. Yelich is obviously really good. Kane is downside. Jackie Bradley, I like
bullpen with Hader and
but you got to get the lead in order to use a bullpen. And I don't know. I like Keston Hiura second most on that offense behind Yelich.
He is good, but yeah, I mean, I think the Cardinals have more names, more a track record, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I like the Brewers for second place.
Really? Let's take a look at the Reds.
I mean,
what do you think of the Reds?
I know, Suarez.
Leonel Suarez, Moustakas is on that team now.
Suarez, Moustakas, Senzel. Right, Nick Senzel.
Mm-hmm. Center for Castellanos and Castellanos.
A deep drive to left by Castellanos. That ball's a home run. Okay. Yeah. See, I like the Reds. I feel like they've been almost there the last couple of years.
And they made the playoffs last year. They got owned, but they did make it.
Oh yeah, they had Bauer.
Yeah, Bauer, but they also have Sonny Gray, Luis Castillo, who had a down year, I believe, last year.
Amir Garrett.
Amir Garrett's a stud. Sean Doolittle's also in that rotation, in that bullpen.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. You still have Joey Votto.
Joey Votto.
Who's the second baseman and the catcher?
Tucker Barnhart.
Oh, right. He's a good catcher. Who's the second baseman? Catcher.
Kyle Farmer or Moustakas? One of those two, apparently, according to this.
Oh, that's right, because they have Moustakas play second base.
Yeah, and I think
Suarez plays
short.
Oh, Suarez at short?
Yeah,
who's at third?
Either Moustakas or Farmer, according to this. But
all right, interesting. Well, I like the Reds, and I'm willing to go out on the limb and say that they take it to second place this year in that division. Because
no love for the Cubs, huh? You don't even want
no love for the Cubs. They're a dumpster fire at this point. They're just going to be better than the Pirates. I think they
got Arrieta back. Kyle Hendricks is a good player.
He's old.
A good pitcher.
Lester's gone.
Kimbrel's on that team. Wilson Contreras is a good catcher.
Then they haven't signed Rizzo, and they haven't signed Baez, and they haven't signed Bryant. That has the makings.
There's a lot of. I mean,
Theo Epstein is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like
there's a lot of question marks. Again, I think we talked about this with Houston, right? Where it's like going up and down. Like they're on the downswing,
big time.
Big time. But I still don't think that they're
they let Schwarber walk.
Well, I would have let him walk too. He needs to take a couple laps. But Ian Happ,
nobody.
Jock Peterson, they got this.
Yeah, Jock signed the 1 year show me deal. He could be traded just as quick.
I like Bote.
Give me Peter Body.
David Bote.
He's like 30.
No, David Bote.
This team's trash. Cubs are trash. So it's gonna be the Reds are really gonna mess around and finish in second place, and then it'll be the Brewers floundering about, and then it'll be the Cubs, and then the godforsaken Pirates.
Yeah, I got the
only one playoff team.
Yeah, only one playoff team. Well, yeah, well, yes. By the way, I agree. But Cardinals, Brewers, Reds, Cubs, and Pirates.
Yeah. So you got the Cubs down there too.
Yeah, we gotta talk.
I mean, they're done. It's old news. I mean, I don't. Yeah,
I just think they just have a lot of things, and they have a lot of names that are just like about to walk, and they can't sign them all.
Yeah,
they're gonna make some moves. They're just gonna have to.
Yeah, and then the Pirates are just
I have them down there because like we talked about, that 2 to 4 is interchangeable. So I have them down there, but they could finish second, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Right? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Cubs finished second, but if they all performed and went for one last hurrah, that's what it would have to be like.
Yeah, the Brewers, honestly, looking at their depth chart now, like disappointed me. Like I thought they,
because they've been hanging around the last couple of years, but
right.
Yelich can't do it every year.
But they're a team that can make some moves on the positive side as well. So like, who knows? I think they've already made some okay out. They just made a lot of them off-season moves, and so like we'll see. Cardinals winning that division now.
Yep.
And here we go for the main events.
Yes, the East.
All right, you want to start it off, Nick?
All right, so
2-team race, 3-team race, 4-team race.
It's realistically, I think when we go through 162, will be a 2-team race. Okay. I don't think, but I do think it is the best overall division from top to bottom in the National League, meaning 3 to 5 is definitely interchangeable. And I think even the worst team is going to be better than like the third place team in the Central. So I do have the Braves winning the division again, because they know what they're doing and they have a lot of young stars and a lot of young talent. And I don't really think they lost anyone of consequence. I mean, Markakis retired. That's
barely noticed. I mean,
that's all.
Solid guy, though. Respect to Markakis.
Oh yeah, born in Glen Cove, Long Island. Always respect Nick Markakis. Great guy. But I would say that that's not that big of a deal because they have other outfielders and they kept Ozuna and they have Acuna's ready to make the next step, and Freeman still, and Albies, and Austin Riley, right, is his name. Like all these guys ready to take massive leaps. So I will say the Braves. I will say the Braves first place in this division.
I agree with you. Unfortunately, agree with you. But that team, obviously they got the star catcher Travis d'Arnaud, former Met. But no, they bastards. To me, their most impressive thing is their rotation. Charlie Morton, what a signing.
Yeah.
That is, I think.
Freed.
Is Soroka coming back? Is he ready for the season? Because I know he had that terrible Achilles injury?
Yeah, he had that gnarly injury. I don't know if he's ready right off the bat, but
Soroka's a stud Canadian guy. Max Fried,
like
Ian Anderson had a great year as well. I believe he was a rookie. Drew Smiley's on this team. Like their starting rotation is great. They got Will Smith in the bullpen, who's stud too.
Solid. Who's the back end of that?
According to this, Luke Jackson, AJ Minter.
Oh yeah, I remember him from last year. Yeah,
reigning MVP Freddie Freeman, to say the least. Like that guy's like the third guy you mentioned.
Dansby Swanson.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, Albies, Swanson, Riley, and then Johan Camargo off the bench. I always liked Camargo, even though he's not that great of a player.
Yeah, no, not at all. I like him too, though. But I think I don't think he's gonna be in the minors. I don't think he made the team
Oh, really?
because they're stacked. They're a solid team.
Who's on the bench? Who else on the bench?
Adrianza, never heard of him, but it must be good. And they're in Ciarte, Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he hit like 350 this spring.
That's Pablo Sandoval for those who don't know. But yeah,
that's right. Oh, and he's got 3 World Series rings,
3 homers in a game too. And but again, with reigning MVP being like the 3rd or 4th guy you mentioned, and Acuna, Osuna, Albies in that top of the lineup with Swanson as well, somewhere in the bottom of the lineup, it's just too good, man.
It's when they rotate Inciarte in there too, it's over.
Yeah, and so like, and again, I think the most impressive thing for them is their young rotation. They're like where the Mets should have been with this rotation, with like a little stud, elder statesman as well mixed in there. They're going to be good. They're going to be good. But second place, breathing down their necks, will be the New York Metropolitans, the Amazing.
Without a doubt. I prefer the wild card anyway. Give me that wild card. Give me that 1-game playoff with San Diego. We'll fly out there.
That will be fun, but
it's got to be. It has to be the Mets, 100%. I mean, I think that they're going to score 1 billion runs this year. I think this will probably be the best offense that we've ever seen, like in our recollection. It might come close.
2006.
I mean, it's hard to beat 06, but I don't know, dude. I think these dudes can score 1 million runs. It's just going to be the pitching. The pitching is shaky.
It's shaky, but there's
which is tough to say with Jake DeGrom, but it's DeGrom and Prey.
It's DeGrom, to go possible Cy Young again.
Right. Possible Hall of Famer.
He's close to it already, and he still has several years to go.
Time, yeah.
Marcus Stroman in a walk year, I do think is going to turn some heads. Height doesn't measure heart. His clothing line. So if you guys check it out. But yeah, he I think he's a stud. I think if he can stay healthy, will be a top of the rotation guy. Like he's not gonna be a 450 guy. Like he's gonna be
right. He'll be at his
30, so Cookie is hurt.
We already lost Carrasco to a hamstring injury, so he's gone for probably a month.
Yeah, so that's tough to not start the season with Cookie Carrasco. I think he's a stud as well, top of the rotation guy. When he's healthy, and obviously, he battled cancer and he's coming back, and this has nothing to do with it, but it's just get on the field.
Yeah.
Taijuan Walker, I thought was a really good move as well. So this is the first year where I think their depth guys are not just like, oh man, we're throwing out Gazelman out there.
I worry about Walker.
You worry about Walker? How come?
I like him because the potential's there, and he did it last year. But I worry about this, just him coming in and just getting shelled. Like Porcello got shelled.
I just don't think Porcello was ever that good. Porcello was on a good.
He won a Cy Young.
Yeah, but he was on a good Boston team, and he was like one of those like traditional. That guy, he had a lot of wins.
No, I know.
Not that he doesn't deserve to be up there. I think there was better pitchers than him.
But like Walker's, he's done it here and there, never for a full season. I feel like to where it was like, oh, this guy's legit. And I don't know. I feel like his downside could be, oh, he's out of the rotation by like June type downside.
I think he's a massive improvement over like a Steven Matz.
Yeah, maybe.
Matz gets some love. He's in Toronto Blue Jays right now.
He was lights out in the spring, they said.
Spring is spring.
If he lights it up, and we got Walker.
Well, David Peterson, I think is
good.
He's gonna.
I like him.
No one's rushing him. That's the thing I like. No one's rushing him. And with Carrasco gone, you'll probably have Lucchesi.
Yeah.
In the rotation, who I've always liked Lucchesi. I've always liked him. He's still relatively young, in his late.
And 20s. Then Syndergaard comes back in June, they say.
I heard that, but I think we can keep that because you know what, we packed up our bullpen. Betances, honestly, I think he's done. I think his career is done.
He looks cooked.
Yeah.
He's sitting at a hot 89 miles an hour on the gun.
I know.
He's cooked.
I think he's done.
Yeah.
But you have Sugar Diaz, Edwin Diaz, who I think last year shook off whatever it was that he had.
I mean, he wasn't even that bad in his first year. It was just the fact of who we traded for him and then the nature of which he blew the saves. But overall, he wasn't that bad, and he's electric. So you got to put faith in him.
Sugar Diaz, Seth Lugo in the pen, Trevor May.
Oh, but Lugo's out for a bit.
Is he really? Oh,
yeah, Lugo has had elbow stuff all spring. So he's out, I think, until May at least. So none of him. I mean, I like Trevor May.
I like Jay Roos as not a guy you need to count on.
No, yeah, exactly.
But a guy that you can, like, if you need that ground ball, a sinker ball pitcher.
Yep. And like in the 6th or 7th, not
the highest pressure situation,
not the highest leverage situation.
Yeah, right? Throw in like May in that situation if we need like but I agree. This offense is elite.
Oh yeah, I mean it's Alonso, McNeil, Lindor, JD Davis probably around the infield. And then catcher James McCann, I like it. Solid move. Cool, good. I hope he lives up to the same, stuff he's been doing. And then outfield, Nimmo, Conforto, Dom Smith, and Almora, Pilar. I mean, a bunch of guys are going to be rotating around.
They have been talking about, the pitching is the shakiest for the Mets, but that depth that they have on the field is nice, man. They got some great outfielders with Almora and Pilar, and even like that VR move. Luis Guillorme is a great versatile player as well.
They did get Jose Martinez, but he tore his meniscus in a freak thing, so he's gone. That's neither here nor there, really. Yeah, I think I saw Guillorme. Did Guillorme make the team?
I thought he did.
He might have made the team. I'm not sure. I mean, put it this way: they have solid defensive replacements. Tomas Nido is the backup catcher. It's all right.
Guy, but they're, if they can stay healthy, they're gonna. I just don't see. Like, I hate seeing that they're like the favorites. Like they're gonna win 97 games. Like, yo, stop.
Yeah, I don't. It can't be that high on a team with that rotation at all. I mean, between like Alonso needs to bounce back from whatever it was bothering him last year, so that's like not a guaranteed either. He's had one good season, one bad, but he did tear the cover off the ball this spring. So think.
But his thing, the home run numbers are still there last year.
Yeah, that's true. He was still hitting homers. That's
he just couldn't really do much else. But
and
still.
Then
so you think the Mets are second?
Yeah, definitely second and wild card team.
Okay, so I like the Nats as third. I think the Nats, Juan Soto is just gonna continue to make strides as one of the best players in the game. Victor Robles is a solid player. You mentioned Kyle Schwarber is now on this team as well. But they made some good moves getting Josh Bell from the Pirates.
Staying young, that is a good move.
Yeah, that's a great move, man. And their rotation is still pretty good, man. They also signed John Lester to be in there, the back end of their rotation, which those type of moves always, like, it's almost like Charlie Morton on the Braves. Like, I think always make a positive impact on your team. He's not going to be the star guy, but you're not signing him to be that star guy.
Right. Who's third base?
I think they're gonna go with Kierbo.
I forget his first. Carter Kieboom.
Carter.
Yeah, and Trey Turner is obviously still there.
Which is not even mention Trey Turner.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely still a good team. Who's second base and who's catcher? Kurt Suzuki still catching?
Yan Gomes.
Oh yeah.
Kurt Suzuki's on a different team now.
Yeah, Yan Gomes. I forgot about Yan. And who's second base?
So this one says Luis Garcia, but they'd also have Josh Harrison to kind of be there.
And every year they trade for a second baseman and like at the deadline. There's Drupal.
Yeah, so they're gonna be a good team. Like
They're definitely going to be a good team. See, this is one of those
now,
things
are
where the rest
they
of the division is
playoff
coming
con-
up, though.
You think so?
Like, I like the Marlins. I'm not even gonna lie, I like the Marlins, and I think the Phillies have too much talent to lose.
So you look at the Marlins, and I mean the Phillies will get there, but the Marlins with Jesus Aguilar, Jazz Chisholm, the guy from the Bahamas, which is kind of
They're
interesting.
scrappy. They're a scrappy bunch.
Brian Anderson, Miguel Rojas. They have some great Starling Marte's,
Yeah,
on
they
this
traded for
team.
him.
Yeah, so like Adam Duvall's on this team. So they are quite good, quite good. I just
Corey
don't think
Dickerson's still there or no?
Corey Dickerson's still here.
Yeah.
I just don't think Jorge Alfaro, Colombian guy, again.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
good. Alfaro's good. They got him for Real Muto. And dude, Cito Sanchez
yeah,
pitching.
six though, yeah,
Oh, is it Sixto?
yeah, six though,
It's pronounced with X.
yeah, six though.
Wow.
It's
That's
yeah.
interesting. That's cool as hell. Sixto.
If my Spanish is correct, it's like 60th. I think it's the 6th, excuse me. So I don't know if he's the 6th.
Oh, maybe he was the sixth kid born. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's the sixth one.
60th. But yeah.
He's a beast though. He's like Pedro.
Yeah, but he looks like Pedro, but he's still so young. That entire rotation is still
Who else? Arena. They still have Arena.
Alcantara, Pablo Lopez.
Alcantara
is good.
Yeah.
Eliezer Hernandez, Trevor Rogers. Like, I just don't think this rotation is going to.
Yeah, they probably were just a little bit of a fluke last year. They don't have the 162 game longevity.
No, and look, the Phillies are talented, but they're one of those talented teams that just can't put it together.
Yeah.
Zach Wheeler.
Yeah, it's looking
Aaron
like
Nola
Nationals. Yeah, Nationals. Nah. I think the Phillies finished third.
Really? So
I think they turn enough of a corner. I mean, it's Joe Girardi. He can't keep losing.
I guess so, man. I mean,
I think it'll be close. Phillies Nationals very close for third, fourth, and Phillies edge them out, and then Marlins fifth. Even though I do like the Marlins.
The Marlins are a scrappy bunch, and they're gonna have some wins. I think the Phillies are gonna flirt with bottom of the cellar, and then they're gonna
underperformance.
They're just gonna underperform once again, and then they're gonna say we need to make some moves.
Yeah.
So to me it's Braves, Mets, Nationals, Phillies, Marlins, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Marlins finish above the Phillies.
Above the Phillies.
You know what? Just to make a bold prediction, I'll say Phillies in this bottom.
Phillies at the bottom. Yeah, I mean, listen, if they do finish in the bottom, I ain't gonna cry about it. I don't give a shit about Philadelphia, but
the team.
I think, yeah, or the city, whatever. But I don't. Nah, I'm not. I'm in Baltimore, son. I'm west of the Susquehanna River. We don't go east anymore. I don't know. I see. Yeah, definitely Mets in the second spot in the wild card.
Mets in the second. So let's. So that's our team. I think we'll save our postseason predictions.
Yeah.
But what do you got? What do you got for award
Trivia?
Winners? No, we'll get to trivia.
Oh, that's right. Award winners. That's right. That's right. Award winners. Oh man.
Always fun.
National League MVP. I think we're looking at one of those weird, like, not necessarily unexpected guys, but like last year was Freddie Freeman. Like, you weren't shocked at him, but he was different. Right. I think we're looking at like a pretty. It's tough for the Central because the Dodgers have so many stars that they split. But I'm going to go with Cody Bellinger of the Dodgers.
It's a good move. Again, right? That would be his second.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Listen, there's so many stars.
I mean, he's a beast, and he's just in a loaded lineup.
Yeah. What about AL?
AL MVP. Definitely don't see Jose Abreu doing it again. I think that we're looking at Oh, it would really blow if Aaron Judge had a full season because they were going to win 100 games and he would get votes. Nah, I mean, AL is a little more tough. Like, honestly, I haven't thought about it till now because I wanted to like go through all those players, but I could see like a pitcher winning it, like one of those off years where someone just dominates and it's a pitcher who wins it. But then you think of the teams and they don't have anyone that stands out really. Like the AL is tough.
AL is tough
because it's always Trout, the rest.
Trout's always, it's hard to not say Trout when he's always there.
He's always putting up numbers.
Yeah, he's like DeGrom at this. Well, DeGrom's like him, I guess, at this point. But I'll give you mine. Ready?
Yeah.
So for the National League, I'll put Mookie Betts. I think he settles and just has a monster year, and he's on the Dodgers. But my close second was going to be his teammate Seager. I think Caesar's going to have a monster year as well
because he's in a walk year.
So for me, Betts and Seager are 1 and 2 on that team. It's funny.
I love it, and I say Bellinger.
Yeah, we all picked Dodgers. Yeah. It's amazing. And for AL MVP, I think it's going to be one of those guys that are, they're not like the star on their own team, but they're, probably getting there. Tim Anderson, I think, wins MVP.
So back-to-back White Sox.
Yeah, back-to-back White Sox. And I think Tim Anderson kind of takes that step and puts that team on his back.
Yeah.
And again, I still think the Twins are going to win it, but I think the White Sox are going to make some moves, and I think Anderson's going to really carry most of the heavy lifting there.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like, I'm still trying to think. Like, it's AL is tough because it's just Trout is the first one that comes to mind.
Listen, no one's gonna blame you if you say Trout.
And
you don't want to say Trout because
I definitely don't want to say Trout.
Bregman is gonna be good. Matt Chapman. We like Oakland. Chapman's great.
I was thinking like one of the Oakland guys, but no, I think it's going to be like a gross, depressing like person, like pitcher that's just like, like what is this? Like some guy who's like having a dominant pitching season, Cy Young status. Honestly, someone who's the ace of their team that's like the focus. Like
Shane Bieber.
That was the name that was about to come out of my mouth, even though that they suck. Someone like Shane Bieber, like just going out every day and lighting it up electrically, like. But it would be a lot to be MVP. I mean, MVP is like a next level shit. So I'll go offense. I'll go with Gleyber Torres of the Yankees.
That's not a bad pick. He man, only if he plays the Orioles.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm telling you, these shortstops are starting to get ready for free agency. It's about to be nuts.
That's right.
So I'll go Gleyber. I'll give the Yankees their guy.
Wow. Nice. All right, Cy Young.
That'll do Shane Bieber.
I will also do Shane Bieber. I think he wins back to back because he's electric. But I think a second, and I like to do the second just because, like, kind of covers. But I think Glasnow makes a move
from Tampa.
Well. I think.
What about who are the Mariners guys? Do they have anyone up there?
The Kikuchi.
Nah, fuck them. Yeah, Bieber. Bieber, definitely. I mean, you know what? My number 2 would be Lucas Giolito.
He's a stud.
Because he's primed.
He's a stud. I think there's a lot of guys in the American League. National League is a bit top heavy. Who do you got?
National League MVP?
Cy Young.
Oh, no, Cy Young. Yeah, Cy Young, we already did MVP is Bellinger. Cy Young, I think the GOAT gets his 3rd and 4th years. That's my homer pick, is Jacob deGrom.
My pick is deGrom as well, but that's like, it's funny how we don't pick Trout, we pick deGrom. but it's but I think he's one of those things where it's like, he's too good, let me vote for somebody else. So I think my second place for the NL Cy Young is Jack Flaherty.
Interesting little Cardinals action. Yeah, I mean
I think he's gonna have a monster year too.
Yeah, he's coming around. If I had to go a second, I would probably go Walker Bueller, Dodgers.
Nice. I mean, you're never gonna go wrong with
the Dodgers are fucking loaded.
Anybody on the Dodgers, you can literally say Dustin May. So, who do you have for Rookie of the Year? Do you know enough?
Yeah, Rookie of the Year, AL. I'm definitely going Jarred Kelenic. He's gonna light it up.
Not going Randy Arozarena. He's qualifies.
Oh, that's great. Great for him. Nah, I think he falls off a cliff this year. I'm going Jarred Kelenic.
Nice. I'm going to go with the guy in the American League that everyone's talking about, and that's Wander Franco.
Rays.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I think everyone loves him, and he's done coolest things to slice bread. So I wanna see.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean he's got the hype, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
National League Rookie of the Year. Trying to think off the top of my head who I know is there's definitely some guys that are like the Korean guy on San Diego is technically a rookie. He could light it up.
That's true. I think Sixto still qualifies.
Okay. Nah, Rookie of the Year is always random in the National League. It'll probably be someone from the Pirates. Is Hayes qualified as a rookie?
Yes.
Then give me him. Give me Ke'Bryan Hayes.
That guy's good.
Yeah.
I talked about that earlier, but I think Dylan Carlson wins it.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. You know who he is. Yeah. All right. Word. I'll take Hayes. You take Carlson. Yeah. Rookies of the Year.
Ha-Seong Kim is the guy you're thinking of, but the Padres also have Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, the Padres are loaded too. Should be loaded. These guys should do it. But yeah, that's the Rookies of the Year.
There you go. I think those are the
all the awards.
The awards that really matter here. So you want to go trivia?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Let's hit some trivia.
Let's go.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
So there are two players that are tied for the active lead in home runs on opening day. Who are they and how many home runs is it?
Two players tied for the active lead in home runs.
For their career, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Opening day. So is the number 4?
No, the number is 5. I'll tell you, it's 5.
Okay, so 5. Just trying to get a sense. Who's been performing on opening?
One of them makes sense, and one of them I was kind of surprised at.
One of them makes sense. What is the one that makes sense? American or national?
American.
American.
He's an American now.
Anthony Rendon?
No. Good guess, though. Close. Really close to both answers in a weird way.
Okay.
Affiliated with both answers.
So is it a former national for both? Or national guy for both?
So it's affiliated because he's now on Albert Pujols' team.
Oh,
because Albert Pujols is the first one who I thought made sense because he's been around for 20 years.
He makes total sense. Yeah.
And the second one is Bryce Harper.
Oh,
can you believe that Bryce has 5 opening day home runs?
I didn't know that, but I feel like I should have gotten either of both of those.
And a bonus question, you know what the record for a home runs on opening day is all time?
Is it Ken Griffey Jr. with 8?
It's Junior with 2 other guys that have, with 8. And then Willie Mays had 7. But if Bryce is at 5 and he's still only 28 years old, he could shatter that.
He's got it, and there's more home runs now in the game than ever, so he's got a chance.
Bryce living up to the hype on day 1 always.
No pressure. April 1st tomorrow. No pressure. Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, you got me there. I mean, I had no clue. I had no clue, and I should have. Yeah, in a weird way, Rendon was a connection. Like
connected to both.
Yeah. Okay. So my question is, which player has the most opening day starts at one position for one team? The number is 20 consecutive seasons at one position for one team. It's not Willie Mays. Before you say that, Willie Mays is second.
Wow, though. See, the one position thing is what makes it interesting to do 20 years. Huh. For one team.
Yeah, you got to think who's played for one team for all that time. The same position.
For that long.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The same position. Like, they never even stuck the guy at first base or gave him a day to DH.
Mm-mm.
So it's National League?
No.
It's American League. Even better.
Mm-hmm.
American leaguer, same position every day for 20 years. No. Jeter?
So it's funny you say that because that's my mind went there, but no.
Oh, thank God! I was gonna vomit.
I don't think he played long enough.
Yeah, he didn't have that longevity.
Yeah, I mean close, but no.
Damn. 20. Yeah, 20 years is a long time.
A long time. Even a guy like Jeets.
Brooks Robinson.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He played for a long time.
That's amazing. So my first guess was, my mind was like Jeter. My first guess when I saw that was Hank Aaron, and
right,
I forgot that he went to the Brewers.
Oh, technically a different team. Yeah, because he went back to Milwaukee from Atlanta, but he was always in right field.
Yeah, so he would have been on his way, but yeah. So there you have it, guys.
Wow, that was a marathon episode, but it's good. So now we have it all recorded for when we're wrong. You can light us up.
Keep us honest. Comment. Let us know you guys are idiots. Like, how can you forget this guy? Yeah. How does Nick not know Dylan Carlson?
How do you have no idea who's going to win MVP and Cy Young? It's because the same guys every year.
Exactly. So
yep, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll look forward to it next week.
Yeah, look forward to opening week.
Opening day. Enjoy it. 55 minutes until it's official.
Awesome.
Later.